Do you know what the most powerful tool is in marketing? How would you like to find out? Get ready, strap yourself in. We're going to find out today. Welcome to eComFiles. We started this podcast to help e-commerce store owners to be successful and reach their financial independence, but most importantly, build momentum and have an impact without burning out on the way. We're going to cover everything from marketing to operations and beyond. Let's get started by talking about the most powerful tool in marketing. Sebastian, what is the most powerful tool in marketing?
So that's a really good question, and I have to prefix this that usually you use this tool not in an e-commerce setting, but let's explore today how we can make it use in an e-commerce setting.
Okay.
In a setting where you sell physical tools, physical things instead of services.
Right.
Because if you're selling services, to get somebody to buy from you, you need to get them to trust you, to trust that you know what you're talking about, and most importantly, to trust that you can actually help them, that your methods work in their specific case.
Mm.
And that last one, the most important one, is also what gives you the most powerful tool in marketing. Just go and show them that you can help them.
Mm.
So when you create content, don't create content that tells them how good you are. Just create content that helps them directly solve their issues.
Okay. So you mean content that helps them to get a transformation that they're seeking?
Yes, exactly. Most service providers have clients that seek a transformation, so yes. But if you think about, say, a chiropractor, a physical therapist,
yes,
create content that shows them how they can do stretches at home that helps them with the pain, help them make the pain go away.
Right. Interesting.
Things like that. Very powerful tool in marketing. Now, how do we translate that into
products,
into selling widgets, into selling wine glasses?
Yeah. How do you
Any idea?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the first thing I can think of is, okay, this is a great example. Like for example, something that helped them just like maybe like a recipe book, for example. If I'm selling chocolates or candies or something like that, something
yes.
You're
on the right track there.
Okay.
The reason this works so well is because it attracts your audience, it attracts your potential clients, and it makes them trust and like you because you are helping them.
Right.
And that piece, even though we are not offering a service, that piece we can copy.
Right.
So if you are selling, say, a bread maker, publish recipes for that bread maker, but also publish recipes, publish tips around bread.
Yes. Okay.
Like not everything you bake you can do in a bread maker, but maybe you can use a bread maker to help with something. But even if not, let's say pastries. Somebody that bakes probably likes baking pastries too. Not everybody, but a lot of them. Right. So publish tips and tricks around pastry making. Publish tips around where to get the best yeast.
Yeah.
What the difference is between the 4 different types of yeast that are out there. Things like that. If you're selling wine glasses, publish information about wine. How do I pick the best wine for my party? Somebody reading that content will not immediately jump and buy your wine glasses. But if you have a lot of that content, you will create that audience.
Yes.
That will like you, and then they will explore what else you have to offer.
I like that. I like that perspective a lot, because what you're doing is you're giving them content that helps them it educates them, it empowers them. It might even inspire them. Like when you talk about, recipe books, it might be things that might help them as far as the topic or the area that you're helping to service them in that frame where your product kind of fits in their lifestyle. We talk about a bread maker, it's cooking, right? So there's areas that I need to be educated on, or maybe there's new methods, or there's new types of ingredients and things that, if you're the one providing me the value for that, then I'm going to come to you first before I go to the other bread maker, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you think back to the examples that I just brought up, they are all centered around a pain that your audience has.
Yeah.
Like there are 4 different types of yeast out there.
Yeah.
3 different types of dry yeast and fresh yeast. And most people don't know which one to pick. And if only one of them is available, but the recipe is asking for the other one, how do I translate that? What do I do with that? And you're providing an article that helps them with those types of questions, makes that pain go away for them. And that creates this bond between them and you that will make it more likely for them to later buy from you.
I think that's a really key factor. You said focus on the pain, because what most people do is I've done this before too. Like I've provided things that really were like a vitamin, and a vitamin's okay, but the pain is what I want to go away. So if you provide content that readily addresses the pain, it's not so much a vitamin, but it's not just an add-on, but something that removes something that is top of mind for me as the end user. That pain, like you say, that will be more valuable than a vitamin.
That is correct. However, there are also places where you can work around a gain that they really want. Like think about the making money niche.
That's true.
People always want more money, so helping them get more money is not really a pain that you make go away there. But pain is generally the easier tool, the easier emotion to address.
I see.
The easier thing to create a hook from.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay, I think this is obviously a very powerful tool indeed. But I think like anything, it centers on your perspective, and you got to really build empathy for your audience, right? So you got to really do a good job as far as understanding them and understanding how you provide value and their lifestyle, things like that, right?
Yes. Yeah, your empathy is important, but even more important is the second thing you said, understanding them.
Okay.
You really need to dig into what are their problems, what are their challenges, what are their desires. Yes, look at those 2. Try to understand them, and then build your content around that. And interestingly, you can use paid ads to answer a lot of those questions if you don't want to invest into expensive studies. Just run a few tests, throwing out different concepts and see how people react to them. It's a very, very powerful way to get that market research done for a lot less than traditional methods. But that's the topic of another video.
Agreed. Well, Sebastian, thanks. Yep, go ahead.
Before you cut us off here, the most important takeaway, I want to repeat that, is do not talk about yourself. Don't talk about how great you are. Don't talk about all the certifications you have collected.
Okay.
Your audience does not care. They only care about their pain going away.
Right.
So address that.
Very good. I think that's a perfect bow to this conversation right there.
Yes.
Focus the other focus, right? That's good. Well, thanks again, everybody, for showing up. We hope you found the information today valuable. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Sebastian, any last words?
I kind of said them already. So as always, thanks for showing up and have a wonderful day.